I invite now Mr. Dorin Badea, Senior Investment Director at Amber Infrastructure Limited, for some thoughts on a domain, a sector not very familiar, I think, for many of us, or anyway, not very present in general media. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the introduction, Gabriel. It was quite accurate, actually. And first of all, I want to say good evening to everybody, and I'm very glad that we find ourselves here at the end of this rather changing, spring day. So one thing you learn when you work for a British company is that you can always use the weather. So it's spring, and spring is about opportunity, but then the weather was changing, which reminds us a bit about the challenges and difficulties that lie ahead. I think it's been a very positive evening so far, so I'll try not to spoil it. And I'll speak first about opportunities. The fund, so Amber Infrastructure, the company I work for, which is a specialized investment manager doing only infrastructure funds, so it is our specialty, is managing the Three Seas Infrastructure Investment Fund, which is a fund dedicated to the Eastern European area. It is the first indeed of its kind. And it is unique for the region, but it's kind of a very commonplace for Western Europe. So if we were in France right now, you would say here's another infrastructure fund that walks on stage out of the 50 or so that are active. Now, the fund is based on opportunity. So when this fund was started, and I think Romania needs to be proud because the Romanian government joined the Polish Development Bank in founding this fund, and it was announced in Bucharest initially. The fund was based on opportunity, and opportunity meant a fantastic need for investments in infrastructure in the region, which are mapped by a technical report by a company called Spot Data, which identified about 500 billion as an investment need in infrastructure in the region, including energy infrastructure in a very broad sense, so including energy producing capacities would pretty much fall in that definition. Another area of important opportunity for us, for an investor, is the convergence play. So the cost of capital, the level of development, the level of the infrastructure quality and availability should converge to Western Europe. And that is very much valid also for energy. Now I'll go a bit to the challenges, and I think the main challenges and the main kind of difficulties that we're facing relate to this intersection of sustainability. So there was a sustainability challenge, and we've been facing it for quite some time, and we were aware, and I think both policymakers and the business environment were preparing and acting in that direction. But then came also the energy security challenge. So these two need to be carefully balanced, and I think going back a bit to us and our activity, we're active in both. So we have important renewable capacities, both operational and under development in Romania. We have invested close to 50 million euros so far. I'm talking only about equity in Romania and renewable projects, and we are also, as probably quite a few of you know, involved with Transgaz in the project that was mentioned before. And we're really anxious to see Transgaz getting their corporate approvals and starting this project, which I think must happen. It's a must for Romania, whether it will happen it has to happen within the very near future. So I think these are just a couple of examples about how these challenges can be addressed. The biggest element of, another word that I would like to highlight is innovation. I think the fund in itself is an innovation in the capital market spectrum in Romania, and it is very much available for the energy sector and for broader infrastructure. We have a significant number of projects in our pipeline. Only this past couple of weeks, we've seen a number of potential projects coming to the market, and I'm referring again to renewables. We're looking at other sectors as well, at digital and transportation. The fund, just to give a bit of general picture, is roughly at 1 billion right now, close to 1 billion in terms of capital available. We have already invested 700 million. We are raising more capital, including American, US capital, and I think that's another element of importance, because if there's one thing I can say as a capital markets person, we are not energy experts, but we are capital structuring and capital markets experts. One thing I can say after 20 years in working in banking and capital markets is that we don't have maybe enough American, US capital in Romania. So we're very confident that the fund will get a $300 million financing from the US Development Finance Corporation, and that will be not only important in itself as an amount available for investments, but it's also a breakthrough in a way in terms of the presence of American capital on the grounds, and it can be used in Romania, it can be used in other neighboring countries. I think I'll stop here, very available for bilateral discussions, and thank you again for the invite. And I wish you all a year of, realized opportunities and maybe positive surprises in terms of challenges and, uncertainties. Thank you.